style keeps it clean up,
making it feel like a promising first
What is
attempt.
truly a unique and charming action RPG.
Why is it that the big name stuff rarely seems to score below a 7?
A satisfying RPG to plunder your way through.
There are a few reasons for this, and none of them have anything to do with a reluctance to give low scores when we think they're warranted.
It just doesn't work here.
The reality is, there are simply far too many things coming out every day to review them all. Most are underwhelming or clearly bad, and go completely unnoticed by the vast majority of people.
It's the fundamentally flawed choices behind that mediocrity that
Yeah, but that's kind of the fun of it.
Wonderworld from bland to outright bad.
They gave Balan Wonderworld a 4? That shit is like a 1 on a good day. What the fuck?
Some are middle of the road and generally worthwhile,
And the story missions are exciting more often than not.
and just a few are heavily marketed, highly anticipated events.
It delivers an enriching show for fans of the PlayStation hit, while also managing to stay welcomely thrilling to newcomers.
The rarest of all are the surprise hit gems that come out of nowhere and are all but impossible to predict.
Apex Legends makes squad-based Battle Royale work better than thought possible, even when playing with a randomly matched team.
Given that IGN can only handle so many reviews at once, and we generally review around 1,000 things per year across all categories, we have to pick and choose which to review and which to let sail by. When it's not obvious that something is a big deal, like a Grand Theft Auto.
This just, I don't understand what you're talking about with them admitting that they don't actually finish the games that they play to give a 7 to. This just feels like them explaining the process, and I imagine the main point's going to be when you get to these big budget, big titles, they're legitimately just not like turbo shit, so they usually just default to a 7 in a case like that where it's a little difficult. At least that's what this feels like it's going to be.
Or an Avengers movie or a Game of Thrones.
Highly anticipated series here at the IGN offices.
We use metrics like traffic on IGN for news, trailers, and previews to see what the wider audience is interested in. We also use publicly available tools like Google Trends and YouTube. Did a lot of people check out the trailer for a new movie? It's a safe bet they'll be interested to know more.
As a whole, it's still a wildly good time that fans of the games in particular are sure to enjoy.
Did just a few thousand check it out on YouTube? Maybe it's just not clicking with the IGN audience and a review would suffer the same fate.
That's all you really need to know.
When most people aren't interested, but we are, we often take a chance on something we think is special and should be highlighted. That's when you'll see smaller things make it onto a review list.
I can hardly recommend
10,
it highly enough.
Importantly, this doesn't necessarily mean that if we don't review something, we didn't think anybody cared or assumed that it isn't good. Oftentimes, it's just an issue of timing, where we have too many irons in the fire due to a busy time of year, and by the time we'd be able to circle back and review it's the question of whether it was good or not.
I can already tell where this is going, man. This isn't them like admitting that they don't fully play the games they review or anything. And they certainly wouldn't say that on their own channel, like, hey guys, we actually just don't play any of the games. To be fair, I don't think IGN is a great source of reviews at all. Full stop. But I don't think they're going to come in here and say we don't play the games. The only thing they're saying is there's games that they just don't bother to play. Which, fair enough. If the game's not popular, a publication like IGN won't cover it. I mean, that's not surprising. There's plenty of games that I don't moist meter. These are the bits: Ezreal, Naruto, and AJ. Probably Naruto. I'll give it a whirl. And kind of Ezreal, yeah. Happy late birthday, Jumbled. But do you still review them? What? Games that I don't play? No. Why would I review a game that I don't play? Didn't they just say, like, there's games that they know just aren't being received well via Google Trends or their own traffic, so they don't do it? So they have to pick and choose the ones they review? That's not them saying that they still review the ones that they didn't play. They still more often review games they haven't finished. I completely believe there's a good handful of games IGN has reviewed that they haven't finished. Absolutely. But they're never going to say that. The only time any reviewers ever felt comfortable saying that was Death Stranding, when the reviewer was like, yeah, this game I couldn't finish it, so I didn't finish it, and here's my score. I don't think that was IGN, though. Haven't you also done a moist meter on things that you haven't finished? I think I've only done that twice. Once was for Yakuza 7, and it was I was loving the game so much. I fucking dumped like 12 hours into a mini game in that game, and I was like, yeah, this is going to take me a long time to get through, and I already know where I'm landing on this game so far. But I made that very clear. I was like, I haven't finished it yet, but this game is fucking slapping. And I think the other one was something for a very similar reason, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, Saints Row. Yeah, Saints Row is the other one. I was like 4 missions away from finishing it, and it was too fucking boring. Thank you. Yeah, it was Saints Row. Yeah, that game was such an unbelievable stinker. There was no shot the last 4 missions were going to change my mind, and I couldn't force myself to do it. These are said blood pool, camping, and the bits goodness and intimidation. I think it's the best one they have, intimidation, but only if you're a big Peach fan. So, if you're not, then you probably won't vibe with it very well. Atomic Heart 2. Didn't Moist meter Atomic Heart? Did I? I don't think so. Never finished it. Tier 1 red. I actually don't even remember if I did or not. That game's like a blur. Did I moist meter Atomic Heart? Now I've got to double check. I actually don't remember at all. Let's see. No, I didn't. Will you run Elder Scrolls Redguard for fun? I probably will, yeah. Do you play games you don't think look good solely to review them? Occasionally. If it's like a big game that I know people are going to continue to ask me about if I don't moist meter it, I'll push through on something I feel like I just don't have an interest in. But usually no. It's pretty rare that I'll do that. Mainly movies, because movies are such like a different level of investment of time. So I'll see a movie full well knowing this is definitely not something for me, but I'll do it because it's only like 2 hours, whereas a game's like fucking 12. Thanks to the Tier 1 West. There's a Shadowrun FPS Discord with nightly ranked matches. Would love to see Moist play that game. I was talking to Matt about it. I want to hop in there. The problem is, like, the PC setup's kind of tedious. I saw the process that you need to set it up for PC. So I'd probably just pop in my disc on the Xbox. But I don't know if Matt still has his old Xbox. There's a Prime Fly. Any thoughts on Naughty Dog not announcing new Watch Dogs content after your moist meter? You've got a lot of wires crossed there. Watch Dogs is not Naughty Dog, it's Ubisoft. And yeah, I hope that franchise is truly buried. I really hope that somehow my moist meter is the reason they've stopped, because that whole series is irredeemably bad. Legion is terrible.